Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I have a book review for you. So we're going to be discussing My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. So before we get into the review, please make sure to hit the subscribe button below and click the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of my uploads. So this book is about two best friends named Abby and Gretchen, and they have been best friends since elementary school. When Abby was having a birthday party and Gretchen was kind of the new girl in town, and the two girls bonded during the birthday party and they've been best friends ever since. And now that the girls are in high school, they are out one night with their friends having fun, and Gretchen suddenly disappears, and when she is found, she is not quite right. And over time, Abby realizes that Gretchen is actually possessed, and she tries everything that she can against impossible odds to get her friend back from the grips of the devil. So the first thing about this book is, even from the cover, you'll probably notice that it is very nostalgic, very, very 80s. So this story takes place in the 80s, and just the amount of description of everything that happened during that time with movies and shows and music and just certain things that the girls are doing. It really brought back some very, very fond memories for me, and I found myself, while I was reading, I was smiling and reminiscing about things from my own childhood, things that I'd forgotten about, like YM magazine and Swatch watches and jelly shoes and things that were really popular during that period. The other thing with this book is that the chapter names are names after 80s songs. So I found when I was reading each chapter, I was actually singing in my head along with the songs that the chapters were named after, and it was just really, really comforting, and it brought me right back to my childhood. Getting into the actual meat and bones of this story, so the overarching theme here is the theme of friendship. So these two girls, like I said, they've been friends for almost their entire lives, and it spans over a lot of difficulty and a lot of class differentiation. So Gretchen is from a very well-off family that doesn't have any sort of money issues or anything, and she's at a private school. And Abby, on the other hand, her family is of a lower class, and she herself holds down a job to try to make ends meet, and she is also at the same private school as Gretchen, and she is there on a scholarship because otherwise her family wouldn't be able to send her there. So along with that, there's other things that are interfering with the girls' friendship, but they always seem to make everything work, and they really do love each other a lot. And that comes into play kind of after we get the situation where Gretchen is actually possessed, and the things that Gretchen starts doing is really putting a strain on the girls' relationship. So I think Grady Hendrix really did a lot of research when he was doing this book, because he really had a good understanding, from what I could tell, of how possession worked, from the infestation stage to the oppression to the actual possession. And you can see that escalating throughout the story. And on top of that, the things that he has Gretchen do to her circle of friends is just outstanding, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. The psychological and the physical harm that she starts causing to her friends because she really wants to hurt them was just super imaginative, and although it was gross and it was sad, it just blew my mind that he came up with these ideas. And to me, it is definitely something that someone who is possessed would do throughout each one of the stages of possession. So I have to say, just with the way this story was written, I had a hard time putting it down. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and the whole thing culminates in one really vicious exorcism scene at the end, and I was just totally blown away with how this story was put together. I absolutely loved it. The only bad thing that I can think of saying about this book is that there were a couple of editing errors that were really unfortunate, like people being called the wrong name. In a couple of instances, like when they were referring to one of the girls' parents, but they actually used the other girl's last name. And I actually went back and read it a few times, and it was definitely wrong. And I was really surprised that this wasn't caught in editing. But overall, it didn't change the reading experience, really. It was just a couple of little annoyances. But overall, I adored this book. I love how it was written. I love the story. The ending was fantastic. This was my first Grady Hendrix book, and I am really really, really looking forward to reading more from this author. So overall, I gave My Best Friend's Exorcism 5 stars. Like I said, it's a fantastic story. I had a hard time putting it down, and I think you will really, really enjoy it. So that's everything I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below, because you know I love chatting with you guys. Let me know if you've read this book and if you enjoyed it, or if you're planning on picking it up in the near future. I would highly, highly recommend it. But until next time, guys, stay spooky. Bye.